Hey friends, Christy here coming at you with another awesome book review. I also have Meryl with me here again. If you hear any crunching, she has a bully stick so that she can calm herself down. So if you hear any crunching, that's probably her bully stick and completely destroying it. This one barely lasted in an hour. So it's fine. Anyways, welcome to another set of book reviews. So for my next book review, this one is fantasy based. The one before was realistic fiction because I know a lot of you teens have been asking for realistic fiction, and I'm not a big fan of realistic fiction, so I had to read that one first. I mean, it was really good, just not my favorite genre. So the next one is fantasy, and I have Beyond the Ruby Veil by Maria Fitzgerald. This one's actually a first one in a series. So, shoot, I forgot her name. Emanuela. Emanuela? Emilia? I'm terrible at this. It's very, um, it's very Latinx based. So I'm gonna butcher her name, and I apologize to anyone who's actually listening to these. I don't know if you guys actually watch these. Emuela? I'm just gonna go with that. Terrible pronunciation. But she lives in this town where the Vale and the Occhia, I think is the name for it, kind of runs her like village town. So the Occhia marks people to let them know that their chance is up to help create water for the town. I am explaining this terribly and I apologize. But the only way to create water, the Occhio has to completely drain the person's blood from the person in order to create water. So when the protagonist, we're just gonna call her the protagonist so I don't keep like messing up her names. The protagonist actually did get marked back when she was 10 years old, but the mark didn't spread like everyone says that it's supposed to show like, oh yeah, no, she's supposed to die. That didn't happen. So she kept it hidden for about 8 years. And on her wedding day, to get married to her best friend, um, I forgot his name, Alessandro, she calls him Ale, that's how I know. The Orchidio comes and pretty much rips her away from her wedding day, puts her in a cellar, and gets her ready to drain her of her blood. Well, she does not want that, obviously. She thinks that she does not deserve to die. The world needs her. So she escapes and somehow manages to kill the Occhio. So now her town is without water at all. So her and Ale decide to go try to find water and where to find it. And as they're traveling, they realize that there's more than one town in their little vale. So they end up going to another one where water is just freely given to everyone. So they're trying to think of a way to bring that water back to their hometown. And of course, a lot of bad things happen throughout the entire novel, which I will not spoil for you guys. But now I'll give you my review of it. I personally hated the main character. And that was the entire point of this book. The protagonist was so full of herself, and she kept trying to justify like everything that she did was to help her, was to help her town, was to help Ale, when in reality, she's just doing stuff to make herself feel better. I, this is like the first time, not really the first time, but in a long while that I really, really did not like the main character. She annoyed me to no end. Excuse me. Um, she had no character development. She just, it was just, I wasn't rooting for her like I do with every other character that I read in a book. I really wanted her to fail. actually. And I know this book said that there was like they call it a queer fantasy, but honestly, there only Ale was mentioned that he was gay and he really, really loves boys. It doesn't really touch upon the other protagonist's sexuality, which is not a big deal. I could care less about that, but you know, if something is being called a queer romance, I expect to see a lot of gayness in it. I don't know about you guys, but that's what I kind of expect. And there was really none of that in this story. So I don't know. It kind of hinted at it throughout the novel that, you know, she was interested in females, but it was in such like a creepy way that I'm like, do you? Or are you just trying to think of a way to conquer them somehow, in some weird way? I don't know. That's that was just my opinion of it. It's the first one in a series, so of course I have to read the second one to see what happens. Because of course the ending ended on a, you know, a cliffhanger. So I have to know what happens. But hey, if you're interested, this is a I will warn you that this is a very dark fantasy. There's a lot of blood, there's a lot of violence, there's a lot of gore, there's a lot of everything else in it. It's very, very dark. And like I said, it's heavily influenced by the Latinx company, not company, culture. So there was a lot of great I cannot speak today. Representation there. I think that's why I also picked it up. I tried very hard not to grab a typical white people story. I do have one, but that's the only one I have out of the four. So, but yeah, I hope you guys do pick up the Ruby Veil. I mean, Beyond the Ruby Veil. Like I said, it wasn't bad. I just really hated the main character. So if you want to hate on a main character because of their selfishness and how aggravating their choices are, I highly recommend this one. If there is an ebook, I'll go ahead and put a link in the description below. Like I said, I'd probably wait about a week to see if you can check this book out. But that is my review of that one. If you like this video, please give it a like. Make sure you subscribe to the Frankfurt Public Library YouTube channel so you can see what the other librarians are doing. And also, check out the amazing videos that my teens are making. They're amazing. And make sure you follow us on Facebook so you can get awesome news about what's happening at the library. Um, sorry, I'm just watching her like really devour this bully stick. Um, that's all I have for you guys, and I hope to see you all in the next chapter. Bye!